Hello, my fellow descendants! This is Mloentje, and welcome back. Guys, in the previous episode, we went over my ultimate Falby and the 3 builds that I made into max range, into max damage, and into max health. And also why it was pretty important that you actually focus on one attribute and not on non-attribute and dimension at the same time, or on non-attribute and fusion at the same time. You kind of want to leave non-attribute behind and just focus solely on fusion or dimension for Falby, because that is eventually going to give you a higher result in damage. But for today, this game revolves around playing with all types of different weapons and different types of descendants. And honestly, guys, my descendant list is not that big. So we got Bunny, Freyna, because, well, Bunny was from the campaign. Freyna, we obtained... Did we actually go farm for Freyna? I do believe so. Because Ultimate Freyna is... It should be, like, in a couple days. I do believe that Ultimate Freyna should actually release. We got Lepic. That was the one that we started with. And then, of course, Ultimate Falby. Now, there are certain descendants in here that are way easier to get than other descendants. So if you look at Glade needs the enhanced cells, or the blueprint, and resources, right? Stabilizers and resources. Firewall catalyst, blueprint, resources. Now there are some other in here, like Sharen, for instance. She only needs research materials. Same like with Bunny. And then I do believe Blair is the same. You only need the research items. And let's quickly take a check. So Jaber, we need some resources. Yesa, we need resources. Lepic, we need resources as well. Ajax, we need them. Of course, the ultimates always need additional resources. We got Valby in here. Kyle, I do believe there were 4 in total. Luna, Eugen, yeah, Ultimate Glay, Enzo, CMO, Haley. Really? I thought there were 4. Bunny, right? Then Freyna is 2. Sharen 3. Blair 4. Yeah, okay. So out of the 4 that are pretty easy to get early game, we're only missing Sharen and Blair. And as you can see, we already have the parts for Sharen. So today's episode, we are going to build Sharen, and we're going to actually check out where you can find these components, guys. Because I already have all the parts, I'm of course gonna...
Now what do you want?
Research request.
Go on, I'm waiting.
Sharen. And it is 16 hours, so that's actually pretty fast. So yeah, there we go. Descendant, and then 16 hours is actually... Ultimate... How much was Ultimate Falby? Was like 2.5 days or 2 days and a couple hours, I think, if I remember correctly. Like I said in the previous episode, it's been 2 weeks then since I crafted her up. So let's take a look, guys, at where we can actually obtain these items. So for the Sharen enhanced cells, we go acquisition info, Echo Swamp's normal seed vault. So that is in the abandoned zone on normal, of course. And it is the 20-minute mission. I just ran this mission, and with 2 people and me in a wrong build, because I basically was in my damage build and not in my range build, it took us 5 minutes and 40 seconds. So I presume with 4 people or me in my range build, I think for 3.5, well, let's say 4 minutes that you can actually do this one. So how much percentage? We got Sharen enhanced cells 20%. So 1 out of 5, you guess it would be, well, yeah, technically it is, but in this game, 100% crit rate is not 100% crit rate, so I'm not really sure. 20% acquisition chance, is that actually really 20% acquisition chance, right? So yeah, it says 20% chance, guys. I got Sharen not from farming, but just from running. I'm not really sure if I would set it to hearts. Does she still drop? No, so you need to play it on normal to actually be able to make it drop. Okay, interesting. But yeah, a 5-minute mission, guys, with a group of 4 people. 20% chance you are easily gonna collect it. And if you're not there for... Because I think the reason why I actually was able to collect her without actually paying any attention is because I was farming most likely for the amorphous material patterns, the 022. because you have a 100% chance on getting that once you complete this mission, right? So it's one pattern every 5 minutes. And I do believe that's how I actually got Sharen. So let's take a look at the next part. We still got 5 more. So that is something that dropped a lot apparently. Echo Swamps normal, the chapel. So this time we are going not the abandoned zone, but we're going derelict covered. And in derelict covered, we again have the chapel here. And if we scroll down, it is going to be Sharen Stabilizer 20%. Of course, I've got it because I was farming for the 023 Mutant AA pattern. So, like I said, like just playing the game, these are one of the easiest Descendants to get, guys. And then for the final part, Sharen Spiral... Well, it's not the final part, but Sharen Spiral Catalyst. Quickly take a look at Agna Desert. So, okay, so it is in 2 different zones. Like Bunny, you can get in 1 zone. But it seems for Sharen, we do need to go to different zones. The Agna Desert normal. So Vermilion Waste here on the right side. And we've got the Asylum. 20 minutes or less. It's most likely with a group of 4. Again, gonna take like between 5. I've not seen any normal mission that took more than 7.5 minutes with a group of 5. So I would say between 5 and 7.5 minutes in a group setting to actually be able to clear this. So it might be even faster. It might be even like only 3 minutes if you got like complete build out, maxed end bunnies all around. Like then everything just fades like it's nothing. But yeah, Sharen Spiral Catalyst, guys. That is 20%, and we can also get Morpheus Material Pattern 29 from this one. So yeah, spend a little bit of time farming, guys, and Sharen should be fairly easy to be obtained. And then we got Sharen Code, guys. The code that contains the RK expressions formula for Sharen. The basic materials needed for research must be obtained separately. And this is from Agna Desert Normal Caligula Ossuary. So I was thinking that I actually got this one from a Colossi, and I was wrong. So yeah, this time not Vermilion Waste. So it's Agna Desert that you actually need to go to, and then the swamp to actually get Sharen. And again, we can see here acquisition chance 20%, and it drops the Amorphous Material Pattern 030 Mutant AA. Again, a mission between 5 and 7, guys. So if you spend, I think if you spend like 2 hours, maybe if you're really unlucky, you might take a day. If you're really, really unlucky, but I do not believe that there's going to be somebody so unlucky that he has to play like an entire weekend and still not get her. So yeah, Sharen, guys, really, really easy to obtain. One of the first Descendants. I would suggest, like myself, like you go through the campaign and you level up your Descendants that you can get in the meantime, like a bunny. Or well, for me it was Freyna, because I was kind of working towards the quest line. Because there isn't going to be a bunny, there is going to be a quest line for the backstory of Freyna, I do believe, like there was for the bunny one. And that's why I wanted to have Freyna before actually Ultimate Freyna dropped. But yeah, there is a couple easy Descendants to get, and that's also why we need to look into that. Here we go, Sharen. Nice. Okay, so let's look at the stats, guys. Level 1, we have 90 max MP. So low, I think Valby had 100 when she started. 2,559 max HP. Max shield pretty low, I would say. Oh, max shield, I have no idea if that's high or not. I haven't seen really high max shields yet. And then defense pretty low. I think on our, I think we have like 2,000 or something on Valby. So that's actually pretty low. So we got level 40. It's already a day later, guys. I've been playing with her and actually really surprised about the numbers of damage that we can actually output on this character. Like, holy crap. So first, let's take a look at these stats. Our defense went up from 192 to 2,120. So that's actually a pretty big bump of an increase. Our max shields went up from 331 to 491. So that's actually really low. And our health as well, 2,559 to 3,837. So not a really big bump into max HP. Max MP went up almost 2.5 times, or 2.1 times. We went from 76.5 to 169. So pretty good increase there as well on our max MP. Let's take a look at the skills, guys. So for Sharen, I only find 2 builds that are really necessary. And the DPS build, like I said before, it's freaking amazing. Holy crap. So yeah, we got a cut-off beam, guys. It's basically a laser sword, inflict damage and electrocute enemies on front of the cut-off beam. Basic info, 7 seconds cooldown, MP cost 27, skill effect range, skill effect damage is 802.7% your skill power. That is insane. Damage range 4.4 to 6 meters, max expendable range 150%. I do not see any use to go into max range for Sharen at all. It applies electrocution, of course. That is a dot that lasts for 3 seconds. I'm not sure why that is in the green for 3.3 seconds, because we have no mods on here. And mid-air maneuvering, I don't think actually... Yeah, it doesn't actually affect anything. So it's really weird why it's 3.3 seconds. We got active camouflage, basically invisibility. Activate active camouflage, which hides itself from enemy sight. Attacking an enemy while in the state immediately ends active camouflage and activates ambush. So the cooldown for this one is 20 seconds. MP cost is 15, really cheap. Active cooldown, active camouflage duration is 11 seconds. So that's 11 seconds we can actually stay invisible. And once we go out of invisibility, we get ambush. Outgoing damage increased by 100%. 100% of 802% of your skill power, guys. You can see where I'm going with this, right? Go invisible, slash. Go invisible, slash. The third ability is Shock Nuts, a fire built-in impact rounds from the arm forward, inflicting stun. So cooldown 15 seconds, MP cost 20, radius 4 meters, max expendable range 200%, duration 5.8 seconds or 5.3 seconds. I'm really not sure why it's in the green. So far, the only stun that I've seen was on a gun that would benefit from stun. So I'm not really sure. Once I build out that weapon, can't really be sure what weapon it actually was. Then we might be able to look if it's beneficial using it with Sharen. But for now, I don't really see a use for stun. I don't think you can stun bosses or colossi. So yeah, not sure about that one. And then the last ability is Flash Short Sword. Skill description, generate multiple short swords, fire them at the designated target, hit enemies, take burst damage, and are inflicted with electrocution again. Fire using the attack button and cancel using the aim button. Canceling does not trigger a cooldown. Basic info, 60 seconds cooldown, 40 MP cost. It targets 10 monsters, but the max amount of daggers flying towards one enemy is only 3. So I wouldn't see this as being able to build it out for boss fights or for colossi fights. If all 10 daggers could be implemented on one character, it might actually be some significant damage that you can actually do, but because it's only 3, I wouldn't use it for bosses or colossi at all. The damage is 202%, 2.9%, max radius 2.5, and max expendable range is 200%. Electrocution again on hit, continuous damage is 31%. It's a 3 second or 3.3 seconds. Again, no idea why that's in the green. Continuous interval is 1 second. So you're going to get 3 ticks of electrocution on that one, guys. And the last ability is Assassinator. So that's your passive one. Skill description, when using while in an ambush state, killing an enemy by using a skill resets the active camouflage. Cooldown. This effect gains cooldown when attacking, increases damage against enemies who are not targeting the caster. So the cooldown is 45 seconds. Outgoing damage increased when attacking non-targeted enemies is 15%, guys. So that means if we actually use active camouflage and we go out of active camouflage with cut-off beam, we actually get an increase of 15% if we kill an enemy. This effect gains cooldown when attacking, increases damage. So it's not... Oh, it's when attacking. Killing an enemy using the skill resets active camouflage. This effect gains cooldown. When attacking, increases damage against enemies who are not targeting the caster. So we get 15% on top of the 100%. And that on top of the 802%. So yeah, you can see where I'm going with this, right? Instant resets. So the first thing we kind of need to look at, guys, is maximum amount of cooldown that we can get on this one. So for now, I am going to implement the focus on fire because that's the only one that I can actually fit in. That is actually modded. All the rest does not fit in anymore. But we kind of just not want to... I know there's no fire on Sharen, but we just want to use the 6.1% cooldown, guys. So this is the max amount of cooldown you can actually get into your build. Nimble Fingers... MP conversion, focus on fusion, focus on fire for both these 6.1%, and then multi-talented. When using dimension active skills, your skill cooldown is 20.5% for 5 seconds. Because ambush is actually a dimension skill, or active camouflage is actually a dimension skill, we actually benefit from this 20.5% cooldown for 5 seconds. And this is a fusion one, so multi-talented is not really fusion. What does it do? Skill cost and duration. So that's not really beneficial. The duration is just gonna mean that we're gonna get one more tick of electrocution in here. But yeah, if you implement these guys and actually look at cooldowns, 1.8 seconds. So that's really, really fast that we can use cutoff beam again. 5.1 seconds we can get it for active camouflage. So that's really, really good. And then the reset is 11.6 seconds, guys. So every 11.6 seconds, we can basically do double active camouflages. And because we can do double active camouflages with the 15% and 100%, we can do every 11 seconds, we can do 2 slashes basically with, well, it's 5.1 seconds regular cooldown. I wonder if we can actually get 2 in here before it reset with multi-talent, before Assassinator resets. So yeah, let's take a look how that looks. We are gonna need to set up our Vulgus a little bit differently because they need to die. So let's set this one off and let's set them to level 1. Change level, spawn Vulgus. There we go. Now they can actually, and let's stand behind them. That way they're not targeting us, I think. If we slash, instant reset. We slash, instant reset. You can see now the cooldown of actually it going up on the last bar. Now it's active again, so now we can actually get that instant reset again. But you see that this time it goes up way faster than the previous time. And that is because we kind of waited and did not benefit for the reset with multi-talented, right? Because multi-talented only activates once you use a dimension skill, so only after this one. So we basically need to use slash or cutoff beam like 1 second, between 1 and 5 seconds after active camouflage to still gain the dimension active skill cooldown to actually reset this one to go into a timer. So you gotta need to be really fast about it. Like it is instant using. So let's spawn him again. And then this is kind of what I mean. Like watch the, like not the 4 big bars, but the right bar, right? Right now, we don't have the cooldown anymore. Instant reset. Instant slash. We're waiting. And look at the cooldown now. When we actually use our cutoff instantly after we use our sword slash. Like that is how you want to use it. Like you want to instantly invisible, and once you go invisible, you instantly want to hit it. Now, if you hit enemies that are basically not targeting you, then you will benefit it. Look at the speed it's going down. We got our instant cooldown. We wait for it to activate. And that wait was already too late. You really need to be fast with it to actually get the multi-talented to work on your Assassinator, guys. Like that is going to be a little bit tricky, but yeah, that's the max amount of cooldown, and that is basically how the setup kind of works. Now, you've seen the cutoff beam, you've seen active cooldown. Let's typically take a look at the other skills that she has. Let's laboratory settings. Let's do this one and put them on invisible, and let's spawn them so they don't die anymore. So you've seen the slash, you've seen the visibility. This one is basically the stun, and you can see now we stunned 1, 2, 3, 4 targets. So it's pretty interesting, but like I said, I don't really see the use for stuns unless you can stun bosses maybe, or interrupt bosses before they do something. And you can, I don't think you can actually stun Colossi to interrupt their invisibility mechanics. The pretty weird one. And then the last one we got, guys, is the actual flash short sword. Basically, you activate it and you get a screen like this, which targets all enemies. But you can see here that if you're too close to the enemies, kind of has a hard time tracking them all. So it's kind of an ability you want to use from a distance. Now, this is the max amount of range that I can take in this arena, and I don't have any range on my skills, right? So maybe if we go to this corner, maybe that's even farther away. Yeah, this is going to be the furthest away we can go. Let's test it out. Can we still target them from here? Yes, we still can. Yeah, there you go. So pretty cool ability, guys. And if you can get that cooldown pretty... And you can see the range at which you can throw, right? You can throw through entire dungeons. So that is actually pretty cool. So the first thing that I would actually do is make a damage build, right? For damage builds, I took focus on fusion, focus on electric, front lines, and emergency measures. If you want to go further into the actual damage, skill concentration, skill insight. But because I don't have the module capacity, and I'm not going to invest into Sharen, because the developers have not confirmed that investing in regular Descendants is going to be retroactive for getting the ultimate Descendants, and then just whatever I change here, or whatever I implement here, or whatever energy activators I use here, if I would eventually get ultimate Sharen, it would be the same as I invested in here. So it's not retroactive yet. They haven't confirmed it that they're gonna do that. So I'm not gonna invest into Sharen. These guys are just a pain in the ass to get. It's the blueprints, guys. The materials I can farm, but the blueprints are a pain in the ass to get. So I'm not gonna use those. I'm gonna use those on the Descendants I really want to invest in. So for now, this is the max amount of damage that we can implement. Like I said, skill concentration, skill insight. 2 more slots, meaning you have 4 more slots left, guys. And if we look at... We have 1, 2, 3 more that we need to use. Focus on fire. Well, we've got focus on fire in here right now, but I kind of would leave this one out. So that basically means we have our 2 attack mods, or 2 DPS mods. We can implement 2 more DPS mods. I would go with this amount of skill cooldown, and then maybe put in battle max HP and skill duration for a little bit more skill duration, a little bit more uptime on the electricity, and basically more survivability. That's basically how I would build my DPS set, is using these 4 mods for the actual cooldowns, and then using Battle of Stamina for survivability. And then, of course, use these together with skill concentration and skill insight. So yeah, let's take a quick look, guys, at how much damage we can actually do. And this is no crit. That's a little bit shameful. Let's reset him. And you can see now how long it actually takes for it to come back, right? 1,666,000, guys. Yes, you saw that correctly. And that's without the crit rate and the crit damage mod in here. 1,666,000. Oh, wait. Our Vulgus are level 1s. Okay, that's my mistake. That's my mistake. Change level. It's gonna probably be a little bit lower now. Right? See how high we can go. 419. That looked really... Oh, we weren't invisible. So that is the difference. We go invisible now. We slash him. No crit. Seriously? Don't do this to me. It's taking longer to record than it has to be. Really? Come on! What are the chances? What are the chances? Let me get a crit in. 783,000, guys. That is a lot of continuous damage. And then with the cooldown, so you can basically do that every 5 seconds, you're gonna one-shot most enemies in... Well, you're even gonna one-shot bosses. Like, if you're going for a fusion, you're gonna one-shot those bosses easily. Like, Sharen, and that's without skill concentration and skill insight, guys. So you can go even higher. Now, we do need to talk about the focus fusion and focus on electricity. Because you can see here that these are both focuses, right? But if we would remove electricity, we can see that Cut-Off Beam is actually a fusion skill. So it benefits from both electric and fusion. But we can actually implement Fusion Master in here, which is also a battle mod. If we go look at electric, you can see Focus on Electric is a battle mod. But Electric Master, like Fusion Master, is also a battle mod. So you can never, as long as I understand this right now in the game, you can never go into the single attribute that works on all of your skills. Because it's electric here, electric here, electric here, electric here. But this one is fusion, this one is dimension, dimension, fusion. See where I'm going with this? So you can go into fusion only and leave out the electric part, or you can go into electric and into fusion. So if we would compare this build now with the damage that we actually just did, and I'm kind of forgot how much I did. 751, and I do believe we did 780 before. Let's get Fusion Master out of here. We can. And let's put, where is our electric? Let's put Focus on Electric in here again. And save. If we do this again and can get a crit, 780, guys. So for Sharen, and this is not how it works for Valby, because with Valby you actually want to go for double fusion or double dimensions. So you want to go for Focus on Dimension and Dimension Master. But for Sharen, you want to go Focus on Fusion and Focus on Electric to actually get more. Like, it's really weird why on one Descendant it works like this, but on another Descendant you're better off going into, for instance, double dimensions or in double fusions. Like, it's really weird why that is scaling like that. But for Sharen, guys, this is the best setup for your modifiers for electric skill power and for your fusion. Like, this is the biggest amount of damage. If you look at both the, well, basically the, what am I looking for? What word am I looking for? Well, the fusion, the dimension, you know what I mean, right? So this is the best setup that you can get in here. But 780,000 is already pretty badass, if you ask me. So I feel we probably, with the crit damage mod up, we can probably go to 1 million on level 100 mobs. So that is freaking incredible. And now the second build that I would actually use is a stealth build, guys. And this actually has a... I didn't see it at first, like, why the hell would you want to use stealth? And then it came to me. So the max amount of stealth, the max amount of duration that we can get, if actually, yeah, I saved it. So perfect. Stealth is max HP and skill duration 8.8%. We got skill duration in here 36.5%. Time distribution, skill cooldown 14.3 and max HP up. So a little bit of survivability in here. And maximum duration. Skill duration 40%, skill power modifiers 21.1%. If we look at cooldown, so skill cooldown, non-attribute, focus on non-attributes. That's a battle mod. No, we want duration. We were looking at wrong. Yeah, duration. We want duration, guys. Not cooldown this time. So outstanding investment, skill duration 20%, but it's a cooldown mod. We already have a cooldown mod in here. Maximum duration with 40%. Again, MP accelerates, cooldown mod, only 20% cooldown mod, right? We could use, let's quickly see. This is fusion, this is dimension. Yeah, we don't, do we have multi-talent? Do we have duration? only when using a fusion skill do we get more duration. But if we use a fusion skill, we basically go out of invisibility, and we want to keep it up as long as possible. So yeah, this is the max amount that you can get in there, guys. Skill duration 85.3%, meaning I got 19.5% of active camouflage. And why are these so good? Well, we cannot show you that in here. We need to go outside, guys. But it's pretty incredible. And I'm really happy that I picked up Sharen right now. So it's gonna... She's basically gonna make my end game farm for farming ultimate descendants a whole lot easier. So right now I'm standing here next to defense line Vulgus Strategic Outpost, guys. And if we scroll down, we can see additional rewards for successful infiltration. Amorphous material pattern 123. Acquisition chance 5 to 25%. Shape stabilizer form 5 to 3.5%. So that's an additional pattern that we can get, and this additional shape stabilizer that we can get on top of the 122 that has a 25% chance and a 1.5% chance for the shape stabilizer from actually doing this normal way. So how do we do this for a successful infiltration? Well, that's with invisibility. So you go invisible, run in here, you actually operate the devices like you're supposed to operate them. And this is also why you want to have max uptime on your invisibility. Because I got 4 stations I actually need to run, and you can see on my green bar, I'm actually close to getting out of invisibility. And boss is called. And now you basically want to kill the boss as fast as possible. Problem is, I took a bad one for this one. Let's take care of the mobs, guys. Get a little bit of health back. And this is why I wanted... Whoa, frozen. Can you guys give me a little bit of health? Let's go invisible for a second. Pick up some health. There we go. That was the wrong one. No, don't get frozen, don't get frozen. And run mob. Bosses in these. You. No, no, no. I'm out of... Go. I know. Go invisible. There are bosses you can basically one-shot, guys. Right now. I'm gonna die. Yeah, I knew it. I think I just got him barely at the end. No. Didn't get him. Didn't do a lot of damage on him, right? But I'm not in my damage build right now. There we go. And now if we go pick up, there we go, guys. Double Morpheus materials. Double of Morpheus materials, guys. We got the 122 and we got the 123 from one run, guys. That is gonna save us so much time farming if we ever want to go for patterns. And there are locations out there. Let's quickly go up here so we don't get targeted when they refresh. There are... let's quickly take a look. So this one drops 118 and 119. Where I was looking at this earlier on. And there was one where 60, 61. Yeah, there are locations where it will drop 60, and then at the bottom, instead of the 61, it will drop 60 again. And that's like, even if it's like 2 different ones, it doesn't matter, right? You're farming for 2 ones at the same time. Like, this is why Sharen is so friggin' good with her invisibility. And she's gonna be so useful for everybody. So, yeah, this is one of the characters you definitely want to take early game, guys. Because it's gonna make your end game farm a whole lot easier. Now, the problem with running this is that you're gonna need to run them solo. Because most people, if you run on public, they just go in there and start shooting the devices. And that will not grant you the extra reward at the end if you actually successfully do it, to successfully do the infiltration, right? Now, I think how it might work is if you group up with people and they stay outside while you go inside and actually secure all 4 posts that will spawn in the boss, then your teammates come inside and shoot the boss. I think that way they will actually benefit from that successful infiltration. But I am not sure because I haven't been able to test this. I should call Haza one of these days and actually test it out. And we'll tell you guys because, like I said, Sharen, guys, she's one of the easier descendants to actually get in the game. You only need a couple components. They're 20% drop rate. They're pretty easy and speedy missions. Like, there is no reason not to get a Sharen. And definitely because she is so freaking useful. And eventually, if the developers say like, okay, we're gonna retroactively do every upgrade or every reset you do on a normal Descendants and implement that one on the Ultimate Descendants, I'm instantly gonna work on Sharen because I want to see how high that damage can go, guys. I want to see, can we pump out 1,000,000 damage on level 100 characters? That would be freaking amazing. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna wrap up this episode here, guys. A little bit of a theory crafting, like I said, not gonna build her out, so theory crafting is the only thing I can do. And then, of course, showing you what she is really, really good for. I do presume later on there's gonna be more mechanics in the game that will need invisibility. For now, this is the only reason you wanna have invisibility in the game, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna wrap it up here. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, or if you learned anything out of this episode or want to see any more content of me, just hit that subscribe button or hit that like button, guys. It would always help out a lot. I do hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, by the way, it's really late, so my voice is really raspy. Can't help it. Good night, guys.